Well, we've got some breaking news here this morning. Donald Trump has lost in court again, this time in his effort to have an appellate court throw out the judgment in the E. Jean Carroll case. Let me read a little of this for you. A federal appeals court on Monday rejected President Donald Trump's bid to overturn a jury verdict, ordering him to pay $83.3 million for defaming writer E. Jean Carroll. As you'll recall, that defamation lawsuit had to do with the fact that E. Jean Carroll came out and said that Donald Trump had raped her. So what did Donald Trump do? He called her a liar and a whole bunch of other stuff. So E. Jean Carroll sued him. Unlike all these pathetic media organizations who bend the knee in cowardice to Donald Trump, E. Jean Carroll, a single woman with no power, stood up and said, "Screw this, I'm suing your orange ass." And she won, not once, but twice. Let me continue with the article here. The decision from a trio of judges on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit upheld that verdict, which Trump argued was both excessive and invalid following a Supreme Court decision that expanded his presidential immunity. All right, his lawyers must be morons for citing that decision. That decision had to do with immunity from criminal prosecution. It had nothing to do with civil lawsuits. The Supreme Court already addressed presidential immunity from civil lawsuits in a different opinion going back to the 1990s. So citing this recent criminal immunity decision from the Supreme Court just proves that his lawyers are idiots. Continuing. But the appellate judges held that Trump, quote, has failed to identify any grounds that would warrant reconsidering our prior holding on presidential immunity. Translation, you and your lawyers are idiots. You have no argument. Get the hell out of here. The decision came less than a week after Trump's lawyers signaled they will soon ask the Supreme Court to overturn a jury verdict in a separate civil case that Carroll had filed against the president, for which she has been awarded $5 million. Both cases accuse Trump of defaming Carroll in statements denying her accusation that he raped her in the mid-90s in the Manhattan department store Bergdorf Goodman. Okay, good. So Trump loses again. Here's the thing that really irritates me. The judgment in these cases both came before Donald Trump was reelected. So the American people, if they had been informed, and most of them aren't, they would have known that a jury, two juries, found that Donald Trump had sexually abused a woman in the 1990s and then defamed her. And yet they still voted to reelect this guy. That's what really irritates me. How does a country full of people who are either that ill-informed that they weren't even aware that a presidential candidate had sexually abused a woman and then defamed her, or that if they did know, they just didn't give a shit and they voted for him anyway? I'm sorry, but when you have a country full of enough people who either don't know or don't care over something like this, your country is in deep shit. And look around. We are.